Well, you bought the new clothes and the new supplies for your kids as they go back to class, but what about the new tech toys? Our tech team is back tonight to talk about the new school year. We've got Stephen Bird here from Best Buy, the Geek Squad, and then Lewis Lee from L2 Images here. Guys, thank you so much for coming. Stephen, now what do you have for students this fall? You've actually got some apps for us.
I do have it kind of broken down based on the age of who would be using it. So
okay.
Early childhood, like kindergarten to, or pre-K to kindergarten there and earlier grades.
They should be using apps?
They should be using apps.
Wow.
So if they have an iPad at home, they can download Letter School or Letter School Lite.
Okay, we've got that here, so let's see what that looks like.
Letter School is a $2.99 app, and Letter School Lite's the free version of it. It is, their motto is makes handwriting fun. It's a really simple but neat app that kind of teaches letter basics and how to write letters.
Okay.
So you can choose a letter there, and then you'll be able to actually learn a word that's from that letter, how to sound that letter out, and then be able to draw it on the screen.
Oh, wow.
So that's a pretty neat one for that early childhood group.
Definitely.
Moving on from that, you got middle schoolers. There's a really neat app that I found on there called Fractions Smart Pirate. It is 99 cents. It is an app that teaches fractions, but not just basic fractions. It'll teach like from basic fractions all the way up to multiplying and dividing fractions. So
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one there. So some great at-home, practice for those. High schoolers, there is actually an app that is kind of the database for Apple Siri, which is called Wolfram Alpha. It's $1.99. You can find that on the App Store. And what that is it's a great app for homework questions. So if you just have a question like who wrote the Star Spangled Banner, you speak it and it actually tells you the answer. Kind of like a dumbed-down version of Siri. And then there's another one for the high school students called Brightstream ACT Prep.
That's right, we've got that one here.
We got that one downloaded here. This is a completely free app, and this allows you to do about 6.5 hours of different tests in different subjects to prepare for the ACT test.
Okay.
So that's a great app to prepare for that. It'll actually let you do a test on it. It'll give you some videos of how to prepare for it. And then after that, you can actually take practice tests and it'll score them out for you.
Oh, wow.
And then I guess I wasn't young enough during all those to actually use those in school. But one that I did use in college was called iStudies. iStudies Pro is a 99-cent app, and it's the best dollar that I spent in college. They have a free version of it that's kind of a limited version of it. But what it is, it's an app that you can put in your classes, and when you have exams and dates that things are coming up, things that are due, and it'll remind you of those.
Oh, that would be very
great way
handy.
to stay organized for college. Definitely.
Thank you so much. And Lewis, you know, we're talking about the software kind of, but the hardware is changing too. We're actually seeing a lot of schools that are moving students over to the iPad. That's happening here at the STEM school in Hamilton County.
It's happening at the STEM school, and according to Apple, they say that 600 school districts in the United States have deployed the iPad in the classroom in one form or another. Now, most of these are private schools, parochial schools, and, you know, places where the parents have the means to buy the kids the iPad, or what some private schools are doing is if they require the iPad, they lower the tuition a little bit each month for the parents to help them afford that iPad. And of course, you know, beside the obvious that you don't have a backpack with about 30 pounds of books that you've had to kill a tree for, you've got one device that can handle all of your textbooks and also be a research tool. I mean, if you're in a book, the book now can have a hyperlink. So if you need more information than is in the printed book, then you click the hyperlink and you go to a website that gives you even more information. Also, you've got video clips, you've got audio clips, you've got any number of multimedia additions to the textbooks that were not possible in the printed book.
That's wonderful. And then obviously the kids will have the iPads even when they're done with school.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And so download all those apps if you want to make sure your kids succeed. And stay with us. We've got more Prime News at 7 coming up.